I am the historian guiding you through Levelland's night of 1957. The town slept under a Texas sky when reports began to surface. Engines stalling, headlights flickering, and a glowing, egg-shaped form on the highway. Police records and independent accounts would converge and complicate the truth, shaping a case that still invites scrutiny today. Before the November night, West Texas held a quiet rhythm. Farms, oil wells, and small towns threading along dusty roads. The era bore Cold War nerves, a growing fascination with space, and a post-war appetite for extraordinary explanations. In Levelland, ordinary life set the stage for a moment that would test belief and authority alike. Late on the first night, signals appeared in small, disquieting ways. Engines hiccuping, then dying as if starved of spark. A distant glow grew along the highway, shifting with the headlights. Drivers pulled over, listening to stillness between town and highway, sensing something watching from the edge of light and shadow. A chorus of calls reached the county line as the glow intensified. Reports described an egg-shaped form hovering above the pavement, bathing the road in amber light. Cars refused to run. Conversations turned urgent, and questions about physics, weather, and the limits of ordinary explanation crowded the night. Deputies and local officials mobilized near the highway, directing traffic and taking witness statements. The air carried a mix of curiosity and caution as residents gathered. Newspapers prepared to publish, and radio dials drifted toward chatter about an elusive traveler from the night sky. In the hours and days that followed, the Levelland episode prompted formal inquiries and ongoing witness lists. On November 2–3, 1957, several drivers reported engine failures and glimpsed a glowing, egg-shaped object on or near the highway. Police records captured the encounters, yet no single natural cause emerged to explain them conclusively. Witnesses described a large, glowing oval that cast a pale halo across the asphalt. Some spoke of a quiet, humming radiance, others of a soft orange flicker. Vehicles stalled suddenly, and conversations turned to possibility, fear, and the uneasy sense that the night was watching back. Engine stalls became the centerpiece of the night. Investigators noted fuel and ignition issues as potential culprits, yet in several accounts the spark plugs and batteries showed no obvious fault. The anomaly lay not only in the road but in the stubborn silence that followed each stalled engine. The Levelland Police Department began a systematic intake of statements, mapping sightings to times and locations. The records show sequential calls, cross-checks with neighboring towns, and an earnest attempt to separate rumor from verifiable observation amid the noise of that night. The U.S. Air Force's Project Blue Book later included Levelland as part of its catalog of mid-century sightings. Investigators examined witness statements and physical effects, but the record reflects uncertainty rather than definitive evidence of a conventional craft or natural explanation. Regional newspapers reported the events with cautious language, treating them as notable but unverified. Wire services spread the story across states, spawning debates about whether the night held a visitation from the skies or a product of Huo public imagination fueled by fear and curiosity. Some commentators proposed conventional explanations: electrical disturbances, atmospheric phenomena, or misperceived lights. The novelty of the claim made conventional physics seem insufficient to settle every witness account, prompting caution about drawing firm conclusions from fragmentary data. Skeptics suggested optical illusions or misinterpretations of ordinary objects under bright night lighting. Others pointed to the possibility of weather-related electricity or ball lightning. The debate highlighted how memory can bend under pressure and how verification challenges persist. The episode left a mark on Levelland and surrounding communities. People talked in kitchens and diners about what they saw, and some carried skepticism about official explanations. The night reinforced a sense that extraordinary events demand careful, patient inquiry rather than sensational headlines. Ufology clubs and researchers took an interest in Levelland, collecting statements and comparing them with other cases from the era. Their work sought patterns, cross-referencing sightings while acknowledging the limits of the available evidence. Levelland appeared within a broader wave of sightings across the United States, reinforcing the notion that the skies were a theater of unexpected demonstrations. The Texas case became part of a national narrative in which ordinary nights could harbor extraordinary visitors. Verification faced hurdles. Inconsistent timelines, varying witness perspectives, and the absence of tangible artifacts. The absence of a controllable environment meant investigators relied on testimony and circumstantial clues, never quite closing the case with a single, unassailable explanation. The night added to a growing public belief that advanced technologies or phenomena might be invisible to conventional detection. It fed the idea that ordinary people could encounter something beyond current science, and that such encounters deserved serious attention from authorities. Scientists approached Levelland with cautious interest, weighing testimony against known physical limits. The case did not yield a laboratory-ready result, but it contributed to methodological debates about how to study elusive, multidimensional events without forcing premature conclusions. In subsequent decades, Levelland appeared in books and documentaries as a benchmark for documented sightings. Its combination of multiple witnesses and measurable vehicle effects gave it staying power in discussions of credible encounters and the limits of terrestrial explanations. The strength of Levelland lies in its converging testimony and tangible vehicle effects. Unlike many accounts that rely on distant glimpses, this episode walked the line between observation and interference, inviting a careful balance of skepticism and open inquiry. The coverage oscillated between cautious reporting and speculative headlines. Proponents argued the case deserved scrutiny. Critics warned against preemptive conclusions. The balance illustrated a broader media challenge. Report what is known while acknowledging what remains unexplained. Levelland sat at a crossroads of ranching, farming, and oil. The local culture prized practicality, but the night's mystery touched the communal imagination, connecting everyday labor with the possibility that the unknown lurked just beyond the streetlights. The essential thread is collective testimony. Several independent drivers, each describing similar glow and simultaneous engine trouble, without a shared explanation. The repetition across accounts gave the case its credibility while leaving the underlying mechanism unsolved. Even as details faded in memory, Levelland persisted in local lore. The sighting became a reference point in conversations about unexplainable phenomena, a reminder that history sometimes hinges on what witnesses insist they saw under a Texas sky. When compared with other mid-century sightings, Levelland stood out for its vehicle impact angle and the number of independent witnesses. Such comparisons shaped how researchers judged credibility and what kinds of evidence they considered most persuasive. Skeptics emphasized the limits of witness memory and the possibility of mundane explanations that were not captured in the records. They remind us to differentiate between curiosity and the confirmation of extraordinary claims, especially when no physical artifact endures the test of time. Leveling the scales of evidence is a persistent challenge. The Levelland case shows how multiple people, a clear environmental setting, and credible documentation can frame a mystery, even as physics and forensics remain unable to provide a final, confirmable answer. Events like Levelland encourage more systematic reporting and the preservation of testimonies. They also prompted discussions about how authorities should respond to unverified extraordinary claims without stigmatizing witnesses. Viewed with restraint, the Levelland night becomes a reminder that inquiry, rather than panic, serves both science and society. The unresolved elements invite curiosity, disciplined investigation, and an ongoing conversation about what lies beyond ordinary experience. The Levelland case did not produce new technology or policy overnight, but it shaped how the public and authorities approached unexplained events. It fed a culture of careful documentation, skeptical inquiry, and a lasting curiosity about what can appear when night, light, and engine trouble intersect on a Texas highway. In Levelland, a highway, a glow, and a string of engine troubles became a milestone in UFO history. The case endures as a reminder that not all mysteries yield to quick answers, yet they still illuminate how communities, journalists, and researchers pursue truth together.